All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. And in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division where Shakur Stevenson apparently has either done one of two things. He's either punked Turki Alashiek and wound up making a lot more money, or he acted a baby and it turned out that he wound up making a lot more money. I think it's the first, as now we know that Shakur Stevenson will be fighting William Zepeda next. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. Shakur Stevenson will be fighting William Zepeda next. A fight that I am looking forward to. I think a fight that is one of the best fights that can be made in the 135-pound division, and a fight that Shakur Stevenson has been pushing for. It was announced that the fight is going to be on for July. But the interesting thing for me is how that fight got made. Now, before I do that, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you guys so much for your continued support. It really makes a absolutely huge difference to the channel. But let's get into this, because Shakur Stevenson wrote a note and basically said that he apologized to Turki Alashiek for his part in a drama that played out a couple weeks ago, and said that his part was overreacting and that now everything is together and Turki Alashiek and them can work, right? The response to that was by several people that I talked to, and I think these are reasonable people, not unreasonable people who are just out there to hate on Shakur Stevenson. But people that said, hold on, man, why are you backtracking so quick off of what you were saying about not working with Turki? Because Turki apparently was offering him less money than what Shakur Stevenson agreed to fight for. So Shakur kind of lashed out. So when Shakur backtracks on that, the first instinct that you have is to think, wow, young dude made a mistake. Man, shut your mouth. Don't do that. Don't talk before you know what the deal is. All of that, right? But I don't think that that's what happened. And I do think that sometimes using public social media selectively to pressure people can be effective. You just have to worry about the backlash and what's going to happen after the fact, right? So in the case of Shakur and William Zepeda fight, with the William Zepeda fight and Turki Alashiek, you can see that as soon as Shakur put Turki on blast, things turned around and the fight got done. Now, that very well may have been the result of the public pressure that Shakur Stevenson put on him. Now, there's evidence to the fact that that's what Shakur intended to do, because when it was announced by other people, I think Oscar De La Hoya may have said something, like Oscar De La Hoya confirmed that the fight was done, something like that. He says checkmate, which tells you it's a check move, that it's a chess move, that he wanted to put the pressure on Turki Alashiek so that he can get the fight. I don't think, based off him saying checkmate, that this is a situation where he really didn't know what he wanted to do, that he was being capped, this, that, and the other stuff. I just think that, hey, man, the dude did what he needed to do to get the money that he got. Now, will that affect him with Turki Alashiek down the road? Will there be some type of backlash on Turki Alashiek willingness to pay him money in the future? Who knows? And honestly, who cares? Because I don't really think for the next year, basically, Shakur is not going to fight other than William Zepeda in the next, in the next 6 months. So I think there's 10 months left. So there's maybe one fight left, maybe two fights left that he could have in the next 18 months. But other than that, he's going to be up and out, because Turki's going to be up and out. And we're going to see what's going to happen with Shakur Stevenson after that. So I don't think that there's any real major thing long-term that's going to affect Shakur from doing that. As far as the fight itself, I think this is going to be a wonderful fight, man. And I think it's going to be an opportunity for Shakur Stevenson to really show how good a fighter he is, because with Williams Zepeda, you have a fighter that throws a lot of punches. And when you throw a lot of punches against a fighter like Shakur, who can stand right there, and people say he doesn't slip punches, whatever, he can evade punches in close range. And countering somebody like Williams Zepeda, I think the fight with Williams Zepeda isn't going to look much different than the fight that Shakur Stevenson had with Oscar Valdez. I mean, I just think that he is very, very available for Shakur Stevenson to hit. And I think as a result of that Shakur Stevenson's probably going to break him down. I wouldn't say stoppage, because obviously, Shakur Stevenson doesn't have the most power in the world at 135 pounds. But neither really does Williams Zepeda. He's got good power, but he's more of a guy that's going to do it with an accumulation of punches. But I'm excited about the fight, man. I really, really am, and I hope that Shakur Stevenson performs well, and so we can kind of stop a lot of this. What I think is really over the top evaluations of Shakur Stevenson in his career. This man is a champion at 126. He's a unified champion at 130. He's a champion at 135. He does have more than likely he's going to become a unified champion at 135 pounds, even though it may not be against the person immediately that we want to see it with, which is, Gervonta Davis. But the man has just had an exceptional career to date. There, with the media that we have, and I'm not faulting anybody that thinks this way. I'm just telling you that how I think. Shout out to KO Boxing. KO Boxing is somebody that pays very, very to what people say, and take is that, hey, if you're going to say it, then you should back it up. If you're not going to back it up, if you're not 100% about it, you shouldn't say it. And then so he holds people responsible for the things that they say. I, on the other hand, am a lot more lenient as far as what comes out of people's mouths, because you just never know. I never know the circumstances in which they're saying these things. There's all kind of pressures around these people in all kind of different directions. There is a need to put your name out there. There is a need for you to constantly have conversation and action around your name to spark conversation in the social media age. So the combination of all of those things, I kind of take with a grain of salt with what somebody says. Now, if somebody's constantly saying something and doing something different, then hey, man, you gotta hold them responsible within yourself and in your perception of them, right? You have to take note of that as far as what you think about that person, but it's not anything that I think it really creates a situation where you got to call somebody either a bad person, a duck, or all of that other stuff. I just don't think that that's what Shakur Stevenson is. I don't think that's what Gervonta Davis is. I think these guys are really, really excellent fighters who are in the prime of their career and trying to do the best they can to make the money that they can make. But hey, congratulations to Shakur Stevenson on getting the Williams Zepeda fight. Can't wait to see it. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.